I am going to thank y'all for being here to talk with us tonight about love and connection. This month's theme for our Live Well community has been love and connection. And when we think about why, obviously February is Valentine's month, so it might be a little opportunistic to talk about love and connection, but that's usually what it leads me to think about is the quality of our relationships and how much love and connection we're experiencing in our lives. And so many of our classes and themes have been around that this month. So tonight, Dana is joining me from our office to help talk to our community about the importance of love and connection in our lives. So welcome, Dana, and thanks for being here.
Thank you, Erin.
So yeah, as I was putting together my thoughts, you've probably seen some of our posts this month that love is a medicine that we all need. When I think about the importance of love and why it is such an essential part of our well-being, I think back to just our earliest part of coming into this world. I mean, we're created ideally out of love. We're brought into this world, requiring love. Just as you think about ourselves as infant babies. I mean, if we're not loved, if children aren't loved, they're often neglected, not cared for. It's essential to our survival, really, to have some sort of love and connection to caregivers around us, to the world around us that we are solely dependent on for food, clothing, shelter, all of our basic needs. So when I think about the desire for love, I feel like sometimes people think maybe it's too needy to desire love, but I think it really is a primal desire that we have that really was based out of survival. And there's so many ways that people talk about love, so many songs that have been written about love, and poems and books. And so things may come to mind for you as you begin to think about love. All we need is love. um, some real themes come to mind as I'm just thinking about ways we hear love talked about. But essentially, I think we all are love. I mean, we all are connected through our heart energy. And, when we think about our heart and how we all have many differences as humans, but we all have hearts. And I think sometimes we live in a world that focuses more on separateness and differences rather than thinking about the things that connect us all together and the energy of where it all started with love. So, anyhow, I do think that for our survival, for our well being, for our enjoying a rich life, love is really one of the most essential ingredients, along with connection, which we'll talk some about too. Dana, I know you and I kind of shared some notes about tonight. Anything that bring up for you, or any thoughts you're
Well,
having?
we always talk about attachment styles formed early in life, and I think we can really change that by thinking differently about ourselves and about love. And I always think about that really kind of interesting but sad study about the little monkeys, the little baby monkeys, that they gave them food, or they let them have the softer mother that gave them comfort, and they all went to the softer mother. And I think we do have that primal need as babies, but we still have that same need for love and touch and feeling contained and cherished as adults. And I think that's really important. In some cultures, they even have people who will come and hug you and just, so we need to remember we need that. We need that as much as we need food or other things to be psychologically healthy, I think.
Yes. I know in lots of studies. I mean, you just bringing up attachment style, but that just made me think about Porges stuff with polyvagal theory and the nervous system, and the social engagement system. In attachment, they talk a lot about the connection and looking into the caretaker's eyes, looking into someone's eyes, having the skin to skin contact and touch. That those are the things that really soothe our nervous system and help us feel safe. And the love and connection is essential for our safety. And I think when we think about our well-being, I think fear um, is a big reason that keeps people in isolation or separateness. Anxiety, fear are the things that kind of drive people to isolate and pull away. And the importance of reaching out and connecting, socially engaging. I mean, I think that's the whole reason for the formation of the LiveWell community, is that the importance of people having others that they can connect with, I believe, is so essential to our well-being, that we have to nurture and foster relationships with people that we feel connected to and feel like are on the same journey in life. I think there's many ways people find that sometimes, whether that be in church or in your family, or maybe through a social network, or through a place of work, or going to a certain gym. I mean, there's lots of ways that people can find that, but I do think that's what really passionate about Live Well community is, and the retreats and the workshops and the talks like this and the classes, is really for people to share in that connection with each other through common areas of interest of, growth and their well-being.
It's so important that we have what they call loose associations, even if we just talk to people at the bank or the grocery store, or wherever we go. But yeah, I think that LiveWell's another level of community that's really healthy for people, and I hope people feel accepted and that they can be themselves and be part of it without, so many of the things that go along community in Tuscaloosa have to do with, well, we know what they have to do with sports or drinking or religion. And so we need like a place where we can all gather for some other reason, just to be together. So
Yes.
not that those are bad things, but some people don't participate in those. So
Right. And I think filling the place where you can feel not judged, and accepted, as you just said, is so important. And I think so many places where people think about connecting to others, there are a lot of comparisons, and it does feel like a lot of either status differences or interest differences or whatnot. So I do think that that's been one of the values of things. And I'll go ahead and share that Dana's doing the group council this weekend, right? Sunday.
yeah, I'm
Um,
excited. I'm hoping people will come. I love doing that, and I'm hoping people will come. So yeah.
but that's another example of a way and a format that people use to connect. And it was so powerful at our retreat that we had last night, that people really, part of the feedback was really wanting more of that type of connection. And so we'll be offering that each month, and hope that that's something that you can tune into and sample and try as a way to connect more with others in the community.
Definitely. I'm super excited. So yeah, all are welcome, and I hope we'll get a good turnout and get to kind of just the more people, the more energy, and the better it usually is. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Thank you, Natasha.
I've been reading Christian Northrup's Goddesses Never Age, and the chapter that I was listening to before this, preparing for this week, she uses the phrase that community is immunity. And I just love how she went into talking about the connections and how they help with our well-being and the aging process, and the just importance of that being such a protective factor, but that may be a way that we can remind ourselves since it rhymes. But lots of research just about the heart coherence, the energy field, the and with an immunity, even our immune system response being um, healthier if those basic needs of love and connection are met because our body is in a more optimal state of well-being. So I really like that phrase that she used. Um, and also in preparing for this, I really was asking myself, where do people lose love and connection? Maybe, I mean, it was clear in the retreat that so much of the relationship wounds are what leads to a lot of the loss of love and loss of connection. I think often, maybe early in life, our relationships with some of our primary caretakers, whether it be teachers, preachers, parents, coaches, siblings, there may be neglect or abuse, ways that we interpret messages where maybe we don't feel lovable, feel undeserving of love. We begin to shut down, maybe close off or wall off our heart center, even as a way of protection, develop a lot of defensiveness or maybe fear about opening up or getting close to others. And, maybe sometimes we even pick up that we have to perform or do things to give,
Mhm.
to be able to receive love or affirmation. And get that message that something that really, what I would see as our birthright, now becomes something that we're just not deserving of, that we have to earn or prove that we are worthy of it. And so I think a lot of these maybe early experiences, and sometimes maybe even in a good childhood experience, you have early boyfriend, girlfriend, or romantic relationships where someone mistreats you or treats you badly and leads you to feeling unlovable or undeserving of love. And I think, we really, when working through maybe some of the trauma in our relationships that have caused wounding, we can really begin to trust ourselves to love again, maybe trust ourselves to trust to love ourselves, so that we can be loved by others. Because I think, loving really starts with loving ourselves so that we can open up to love. And so many of us don't do that very well. So,
I always see this so much with people who are so worried about doing things for others and being perfect and achieving or whatever that is in order to be lovable. And I think that's really sad when I see people who really feel they have to do that. So is that something you see a lot, Erin, too?
I do. I mean, I think when you follow along the theme of LiveWell, I mean, it really is born out of counseling sessions for me. When I hear the things that people are struggling with, those are the things that I want to open up conversation about. And, this year's theme started out with worthiness because so many people, that low self worth really comes from that. If I'm not worthy of love and not worthy of receiving love, it really, that low self worth, I think, is really born from some relationship trauma most often.
And I think, I mean, that's the best thing that Live Well has done for me. I mean, because the space I'm in now, from the retreat, from meditation, from yoga, I mean, I'm not showing my face right now, but like I smile all the time. Like I thought I had reached a point of healing, and God was like, "You're not there yet." So, like, even with my mom, I had a conversation with her, and I go see her now. I've accepted her for who she is. I will not allow her actions to define my moods. So I
Mm.
go and I hug her, and I don't care how she, it doesn't bother me how she is anymore. And it feels so good. And I wrote you a letter, Erin. I'm putting it in the mail tomorrow, but I just have came such a long way from the girl that walked into your office on that first day. And I am so grateful for this experience. And you guys, you just don't know. I am very, very thankful. Like, I mean, I'm happy, like I learned that true love is loving yourself first. Because how can you love other people if you don't love you? And then how can you expect to get the kind of love you deserve from other people if you're not loving you? And I love me so much right now. you know, I really do. So I'm like eternally grateful for the retreat. I mean, the retreat was meant to be. It was supposed to happen, and I thank God it happened because I walked away a different person with a little bit left, and then I got past that, and I feel so good right now. I feel so good.
Thank you
That's
for
so
sharing.
great.
That moves my heart. That's what it's all about is, you are the love you seek. So often we're seeking that which we have. And once we tune into it, like you said, through your practice, your meditation, you open in your heart, you're connecting to love yourself. You don't need it from her or others or approval or whatever anymore. You have what you need already. And we open up to that source of love. Like often in a relationship we connect to what is in there. It feels good in our heart, we have it, we know what it is. And I do think that you sharing and connecting with others and feeling the love that was surrounding you, and that room just embodied, really opened your heart, reminded you that love is there.
Right. And to not be judged. I think that's what I like about the group the most because everybody is there. Their issues are different, but we all feel the same way, emotionally. So to actually be there and be able to express yourself and look around the room and watch other people sympathize with you and understand and don't judge you. Oh, that was such a great feeling. Such a great feeling. Because for a minute there, I was just talking to God. It was just me and God. And of course he led me to the path to heal. And my prayer to him had always been, I just want to heal. I just want to be better for me. I want to know what I need to do for me to be my best person ever. And I really truly feel so good. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I don't mind sharing because I hope me sharing, maybe there's somebody that is not open to, because a lot of people don't believe in therapy and all that, they like to keep it to themselves. So maybe with me sharing my story, it can help somebody else because I was in a really, really dark spot and I see the sun again.
Mm.
It says so much about our need to be with others and have that reflection and that mirroring from others, that acceptance, and then how you can accept yourself, love your mother, etc. You no longer have that need to change things before you love yourself or your mother or others. It's just okay the way it is. I think that's so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
I had asked Diane Mankus after Yoga Monday if I could borrow the words she shared, and so I could share them in this. And you just hit it all when you just shared there. But I'm going to share them anyway. There's one key thing to remember when it comes to love. Loving yourself has to come before anything else. Indeed, it may sound self centered, but every single thing we do, including caring for others, loving others, giving selflessly, and doing good in the world, comes from within us. Think of yourself as a natural spring of water. The more cared for, pure, strong, and loved the spring is, the better quality its water will be. A spring left to crumble and fill with dirt is likely to produce poor quality water or no water at all. There are lots of everyday ways we can show ourselves love, including self massage, relaxing bath, restorative yoga sessions, delicious meal, but just as effective as those are those done in an energetic, subtle level, like meditations or breathing techniques, things that really help connect to the heart center in our body and our mind. So, raising your levels of love, trying to add these methods to your life really help that quality of love that you're getting out. And she used the affirmation, I let love in, I give love out. And I think that's really what our breath is. If we're breathing that, if we're breathing love in and breathing love out, I mean, think of how much better the world is if we were all doing that. But just how much better, as you said, you feel doing that. If I'm breathing love in and breathing love out, you're smiling, you're feeling better, your healing energy is up, your vibration you're giving out is positive. So, that giving and receiving of love, just like we breathe in and breathe out, is so precious.
And it's so natural and effortless, just like breathing. And I love that you brought up God, because I think that is how God loves us, and how we reflect God in the world is through love. I really do think so. And I'm just
Yeah, me
happy for
too. I think that's what, because he is. I mean, he's love, and that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to love people, and literally, he wants us to love people unconditionally, and that's what I'm doing for myself, and doing that for myself enables me to do it for others. For instance, my mom, regardless to how you act, I'm going to love you. I love you unconditionally. So it doesn't feel, there's no more tension anymore. Like when she used to touch me, I used to cring, like, but now I just beat her to the punch. I hug her and I kiss her, and that's just my mom. And I do love her unconditionally, unconditionally. And when you start just not allowing other people to dim your light,
Mm,
and your energies matter, because I realized that some people try to pull you into their energy because they're lonely and they need somebody to feed off. So they need your energy to make them feel like they can go. And then when your energy is depleted, then they move on. Then you're stuck trying to fix yourself. I will no longer allow that to happen. You're not taking my vibration. I like the way this feels, like compared to, I love, I just feel like I'm walking like a proud person, just walking through the streets, just happy, and that's how I feel. I saw a girl today and she looked so sad coming up the hall at school, and something just said, say good morning to her. And so she was coming up and she, turned her head before she got to me. I said, good morning, have a good day. And she looked at me and smiled and said, thank you, you too, good morning. Don't know why, but she might have needed that, Evidently she did. The spirit said she to say good morning, and it's little stuff like that. I'll go to McDonald's and go through the drive-through and they'll have a bad day, and like today, for instance, and he was just in a bad mood. I said, well, I hope you have a great day and smile. There's nothing better than a smile. And he smiled at me, so I just want to share the love. I want everybody to be happy, but with sharing my love, I will not allow any kind of energy to bring me down. Not anymore. Nope.
it's amazing.
One of the statements in that Goddesses Never Age that you just hit on again. It's as if you just read the words right out of the page, right out of the book. When it comes to your tribe, be judicious about who is in it. The people around you can help you reconnect to the life force and flourish, or they can drain and depress you. You may have to turn the volume down on some relationships or even let go of them and commit to bringing new people into your life who will be more supportive of you. The good news is the universe will provide you new members of your tribe sometimes in extraordinary ways. And once you make those changes inside you, your energy will shift those you resonate with and will energetically gravitate towards you, and those you don't will start to fall away. But really, she speaks about that, connecting and surrounding yourself with people that are going to lift you up. Obviously, there are people that maybe we have to have some degree of contact with that are not that for us, but really thinking about building your tribe that you share with that really embodies the energy you want to carry. So, one thing she talked about that was pets. She had a whole sequence in there about the importance of not just connecting with humans, but connecting with animals. And I think about nature and just how much love I feel when we're out in nature, particularly at retreats or meditation. But all the energy of the animals, plants, the sun, the earth, the all of the love energy that we feel from those things, from a sunset, from a sunrise, from seeing flowers bloom. There's lots of ways to give and receive love in nature as well, outside of our human love and connection.
Now you're getting into some stuff. Hartell talks a lot about that and contemplating nature as presence and energy. And I think spring's such a great time. We're like right at that wonderful point where everything's blooming. So you can just feel it here. It's great.
Yes, well, I know, Dana, you had found an article about some ways to add more love in your life. Any of those you want to hit on? And I was going to do a love and kindness meditation to wrap us up, but I'd love some suggestions too.
Yeah, so I was looking up some things. Deepak Chopra, who's not somebody I usually really study, had a thing about ways to bring more love into your life. And he said that meditation, kind of like Natasha talked about, is the greatest loving practice you can follow because it directly connects you to your, what he calls your field of love, and allows you to connect to beauty in your life. So I think the more we're noticing the positive, the beauty, the love around us, the more love we generate, the more love we feel. And it allows us to, he says, explore and merge the inner and outer worlds to create a life of love, which is really nice. So it is kind of a seamless system. If we see it that way and we engage in it, I think it just keeps sort of building up, which is really wonderful.
Yeah. One of the things he talked about, I want to speak to because I forgot, ask for what you want from love. That what one of the things that inspired for this talk was some of you may follow We Can Do Hard Things Instagram. Podcast. They interviewed Elizabeth Gilbert, who has been as an author, but she has been doing work on writing letters from love. And so one of the exercises about this asking what you want from love, the premise is love is in us, our truest self. If you've done work with me in IFS, that core capital S self is love. That divine spark within is love. And it's asking love. So asking from yourself, love, the question, love, what would you have me know? And so she has these series of letters that people have been writing with that prompt of love, what would you have me know? And so she talks about waking up every morning with that being her journal prompt. And she really does meditative tuning in to that source of love within to see what message emerges from that about what her truest inner self divine spark would have her know about whatever situation she might be dealing with or moving through. And if any of you have not listened to those episodes, fun. We can do hard things. Glennon and Abby and Amanda all share their letter that they wrote from their love. And it's a really nice exercise. And I just thought that Deepak in that article you sent me talked about that as too, that knowing that we all have that love, and if we can be guided by that and tune into that and ask our love what she or he or it would have us know, that can be a really healing exercise. So you might try that journal prompt and listen to love.
That's nice. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't know, I'm just thinking of one of my dear friends was a Holocaust survivor, and she was an amazing person because, you know, she'd experienced so much hatred and lost so many people in her family. But her antidote to that was just to love everyone and accept everyone. And it was a really wonderful place she got to. And I think that that's kind of a way out of trauma. And Natasha kind of alluded to that too. That's a way out of negativity when we can reach that place. So I think that's
Yes, it is.
important.
I love that you saying that word antidote to fear and hatred. Love is the antidote to so much pain and suffering.
Definitely.
So, if you all are ready to maybe tune in to your heart center, maybe let's just do a moment of meditation to bring your attention to your heart center and your breath that may help to close your eyes, to tune in, and begin to notice the rhythm of your heart as you bring your attention to your heart center. We often can begin to feel the warmth there as the blood is flowing freely in and out without any effort, working through us. And it might help to even place your hand on your heart to increase your awareness of your heart center and its beat. And just breathing slowly, acknowledging the feelings of love and connection that we share. Repeating to yourself the following affirmations as I say them aloud. May I be well, healthy, and strong. May I be happy. May I abide in peace. Bringing into your mind someone that you like a lot and respect. Sending them these feelings of warmth, caring love as you wish them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Now bringing to mind someone you barely know and feel neutral about, that person in the supermarket or in the class hall you mentioned earlier. Maybe someone you've seen on the street, passed on the corner at work. Sending them these same feelings of warmth and caring love, wishing them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Now bringing to mind someone you've recently been upset or had tension with. Someone that's been mildly irritating to you, slow driver, someone at work, someone that you don't always feel so fondly toward. bring them to mind too, sending them well wishes. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Continuing to think about someone who hurt you in the past. It's important to remember you're not condoning or approving of what they've done. You're simply allowing yourself to let go of any pain or anger you have held within yourself, allowing yourself freedom from those feelings, sending them these feelings of warmth and care, wishing them well. May you be well. May you be happy. May you abide in peace. Now sending this love and kindness gradually outward to everyone in the surrounding area, your town, your country, the world. May you be well. May you all be happy. May you all be safe. May you all abide in peace. And focusing again on yourself. So the feeling of love and kindness fills your whole being. Breathing in peacefully, breathing out peacefully, at peace with yourself and the world. And take one final deep breath together and release. Thanks for joining me with that. Doing a love and kindness meditation is certainly a way to help feel that warmth, that love, hold it, breathe it in, and breathe it out and share with the world. So thank y'all for sharing.
Thank you. I forgive the person who called in the middle of that. I'm sorry about that.
Well, this has been a lovely talk. We can hang around for any questions or comments, but thanks for tuning in and sharing in this conversation. Thank you for your contribution as well, Natasha. Anyone have any thoughts or questions or comments?